You're watching ICSI Studios. I don't watch it, so you have to.
The days are dark and stormy, where great land once led us. Our eyes see the bright hope of destroying the West, and our hero Stalintrotsky, with faith from the people, makes video blogs to build up the man that we love, loyal to his Soviet motherland, destroyed by that drunken Yeltsin man. Long live Stalintrotsky, so manly and bold, scared of his cousin's evil glare, even though he's brave like mighty Russian bear, shining in glory for all it is to see.
Greetings, comrades of the world. After a fun day of conventioning at ConBravo, I'm here with Nostalgia Critic, otherwise known as Doug Walker. Mr. Critic? Mr. Critic? Sorry to have disturbed you, but now...
I was going to Canada, not Russia.
Oh, no, you're a much better one. This is now, yes.
This is like Canada 2?
Actually, we consider Canada to be Russia 2.
Russia 2?
Russia 2, yes.
The sequel. Return of the Shark Pussy.
Yes, but much like all sequels, Canada is grossly inferior to Mother Russia.
Really?
Oh yes. They have efficient roads, they have this quirky thing called democracy. It's a crazy country.
They gotta learn better, man. So Canada's kind of like the bastard son of Russia.
Yeah, kinda. You know, it was like during Cold War, Russia, United States got really drunk one day. And yeah, 9 months later, we
Canada.
just said, here you go, this is yours, we're out. So yeah.
And we didn't want it, so we just gave it to the orphanage on top, and it's sort of that son we forgot about, and every once in a while you come and visit and, you know, say hi, and it seems nice enough.
We are totally ignoring this kid.
Well,
you know?
yeah, you're Russian. I mean, that's what you do.
We're too busy with second child Ukraine. You know, we just smack the shit out of it. Gotta teach
with
it
the vodka bottles and stuff. You know.
No, they don't get the good stuff though. They just get raw potatoes. So, you know, welcome back to Canada, Mr. Critic. How
Russia too.
Oh, Russia too. How are you feeling back in Canada?
I was feeling great until I saw you, and now I'm just, I don't know. It's a bunch of confusing emotions, mostly disgust, but also mixed with, you know, kind of this strange need to masturbate to pictures of Chewbacca. I don't know why.
It's the man in uniform thing, you know?
Maybe. I don't know if Chewbacca ever wore a uniform.
Oh, well, you know.
They did pin that medal on him at the end of the first film.
You ever
It was probably hurt.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to see you're enjoying Canada, you know. We certainly welcome you back, you know. We're just wondering, though, as one dictator to another, you pretty much run the show on your website. You rule it with an iron fist. And I really respect that.
It's more like a satin glove.
I'm sure you got to put some iron in said glove.
It's true, yeah, well, I smack somebody with it.
Like
that reminds me,
Ukraine.
I have a present for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you'll like it.
We're wondering, though, you know, how do you maintain control over your minions? I have a lot of difficulty with that in my house, with my cousin, as we spoke of. But I'm wondering, how do you maintain complete domination?
Well, okay, tell me what you're doing with your minions.
Well, you know, we have spies all over the world.
Okay, that's mistake number one. Now, in order to get spies, you have to listen to what they're saying. You can't do that. You can't listen to your minions. They're going to tell you stuff like, hey, this plan isn't working, or hey, someone's going to kill you, or hey, there's a red dot on your head and you're going to die, or hey, you're dead, which you probably won't hear because you'll be dead, but you know what, you didn't listen to them, and that's good because that makes you an individual. Every politician knows this, especially in America. That's what you have to do. You have to just ignore what everybody says and say, hey, I am milk and proud.
You know, I'm so glad you're really taking up Russian. That you know that milk is Russian for leader.
Well, you know, and if it's Canadian milk, it's bagged milk too, which I don't get. I think that's fucking asshole.
It's it was a crazy experiment thing they did in the 50s. You know, we probably should have raised our child better.
You know, I'll say with, you know, bag of milk, I mean, I think, you know, like my mother, she had bags of milk. And she supplied me with them, you know, but I bit too hard because my teeth grew in as soon as I was born, and I was very freaky. So they decided to, you know, feed me on a dog, which was odd as well. But the dog was used to the bites because that's, you know, dogs when they're born they have teeth too, or maybe they don't, but maybe they just didn't like this dog.
You know, typical American decadence that they
Dogadence.
or dogadence that they have the luxury of sucking on teeth. In Russia, we suck on raw turnip.
Yeah, raw turnip. Do you get much milk out of that?
No, that's what makes us so pissed off all the time.
Ah, have you tried like cacti or something like that? Like getting
It's
milk
too
out
cold
of
in
cacti?
Russia for cacti.
And they're also kind of prickly too.
That we don't have much issue with. No, we would pretty much consider prickly tit to be foreplay.
Oh, awesome. That's how we'll give birth to Russia 3.
Russia 3.
Like maybe we can get, you know, Russia and Iran, put them together, and not even make a new country, just make a new planet.
You know, Comrade Putin's in the foreign chicks. We might be able to do something
I like
this.
this.
Yeah, Russia, Iran. Boom, we know where to go. All right. So, as you may know, I have a deep, deep desire for world conquest of all the Russias. But you recently went on a quest of yourself. How do you start a quest? Whether it be for domination or for a science, mythical, magical capabilities?
Well, again, you have to ask yourself, what do I want? And then you get it. And then... No, that's it. It's pretty basic.
Okay, well, 3 Simple Steps by World Domination by Doug Walker.
I think that was 2. Russians can't count.
We count everything backwards.
Oh, that's right. You have the backwards R's. You have like a backwards 3.
Everything is
like that,
backwards.
with a line through it. That little accent thing on top, but that's silent.
Even our economy goes backwards. You know, 20 years we're going back to feudal system.
Oh, it's very much like the American economy.
Yes, very much so. We are big fans of Obama. #1 fan. Well, a bit of a serious note. I, along with all members of ICSI Studios and of the Soviet Union, would like to wish you condolences for the loss of your beloved Captain Planet friend. I know what it's like to lose a minion. I had to shoot 3 of them last week.
You know, all you can say about him is that he was Indian, he was a boy.
Would you say he was a slumdog?
No, because I hear they're respected and liked.
Well, he did have a lot of
box
hearts.
office. I never heard that, did he?
I heard something that he had a lot of heart.
Really, I'm surprised he never brought that up. You think he would say that every once in a while, or
They could have
promote
said
it, or
this
turn
line.
it into an annoying catchphrase, but no, he never does that.
You know, it's sometimes it's best to keep the minions, quiet, like you said. Don't let them talk. You did the right thing.
Killing them's usually the best.
From experience, I can definitely say so. Yes.
They don't talk back as much.
Well, if you put bullet in the head, they certainly don't talk at all.
Yeah, I mean, as much, you get a little bit of the blood going, like, and stuff, but it's like, you just block that out.
This guy's a bit graphic even for me. I've been watching your show a lot lately, and I came to the realization of something. You know, your catchphrase, I remember it, so you don't have to, it's very similar to what we used to say in KGB. We remember it, so it's best you forget for your own good. Yeah.
It sort of reminds me of the Republican Party. You know.
Well, no.
No, but they had a very good catchphrase. I thought it was a good catchphrase. It was, shut the fuck up. And people seem to do that. They seem to enjoy it. So, you know what? I might borrow from that way of doing things.
Well, Comrade Stalin would greatly take a lot of cues and hints from the Republican Party.
I think he was maybe Democrat.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. We thank you so much for the wisdom you have bestowed upon me and the proletariat. This is Vladimir Stalintrotsky with Nostalgia Critic. До свидания, comrades. Greetings, comrades of the world. Once again, this is Vladimir Stalintrotsky with Spoony, the one who spoons.
And let's get this interview on the road. I've noticed that you haven't been promoted recently. Can you explain your recent failure to move up the chain of command?
Well, I work for a government that dissolved 20 years ago, so that tends to slow down promotions.
I see. So the red tape, no pun intended, seems to have only gotten thicker since the collapse of the Soviet Union. Okay. Second of all, you're aware, of course, that the Summer Olympics have started today.
Yes.
So, what do you think the USSR has the best chance in medal contention this year?
Everything.
They're going to sweep.
They will completely dominate and crush all competition.
Wow, that's impressive. Even dressage.
Everything.
Do you know what dressage is?
Not in the least.
But they're going to smash it anyway.
Still will smash it. We will bury our opposition.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, dressage is the noble sport of horse tricks. So apparently Russians have mastered the art of horsemanship.
We shoot enemy horses. There we go. Automatic
Track and
silver.
field. Track and field and biathlon, you know they're going to excel in that because they're always rushing back and forth.
We are not Stalin on the course. No,
No, indeed not. Have you heard the rumor that they're actually going to no longer require the women's volleyball team to wear the tight bikinis? They may now wear shorts and t-shirts.
Oh, thank God.
Really?
Oh, yes. Have you seen Eastern European female athletes?
Dressed shamefully, aren't they?
I don't know about that, but all I know is I look like woman next to them. Jesus.
I see. Well, I understood you had some questions for me. Here I am being all crazy, but go ahead.
Oh, no. I feel good being interviewed. It makes me feel appreciated sometimes. Well, I'm here to talk to you as you are a friend of a fellow world conqueror, Dr. Insano.
I wouldn't say friend, so more as he just lives at my house occasionally and, you know, every now and then sets off the odd neutron bomb.
You sound much like the cousin I live with.
Yeah.
So, just a few questions on him. When did you realize that he is obsessed with world domination?
That's always been his MO. I mean, ever since he really got into the mad science game, there's really only one goal you can get into. It's kind of like joining the KGB, you know, death, oppression, crushing the weak, and exerting your power.
Sounds like my Christmas cards.
Exactly. So, I mean, why else would you get into science in his frame of mind? So that's the ultimate goal for any scientist, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Just look at Neil Patrick Harris. He's done quite well for himself as mad scientist. When he conquers the world, I'm sure he'll give you a decent position in New World Order.
I don't know about that. See, there's only room at the top for one, as you can obviously understand. Like Stalin.
Oh, well, Comrade Stalin needed a strong bureaucracy to constantly be bickering with each other.
That's true. I mean, he needs good people to operate, just like in the game Command and Conquer Red Alert, which I'm sure is one of your favorite games.
Absolutely.
As you know, it involves the Russians building a time machine to go whack Einstein.
Hey, no. America started it first by whacking off Hitler.
They whacked off Hitler?
Absolutely.
How well? That's hard to picture, I gotta admit.
Oh, if you watch Russian TV, watching Americans whack off Hitler is quite common television.
Really? I've never seen news footage of anyone whacking off Hitler. That's news to me.
Well, you did not see that coming.
No, I didn't. Oh, go ahead, please, anyway.
Well, once he achieves world domination...
I can't get it out of my mind now.
Yeah, good luck sleeping tonight.
No.
When he achieves world conquest, with the assistance of the KGB, of course, what would you think be the first thing he would do?
Well, I don't think he's really thought that far ahead yet. You get so caught up in the journey that you really don't see the end in sight. But, you know, I imagine that his picture of his final conquest would involve a lot of oppression domes, you know, working in underground mines with the apes and ape-like creatures, then forced to breed to create more Morlock type of animals. You know, mass cannibalism, that sort of thing.
Sounds like everything of the Russian female volleyball team. Well, we're just wondering here, has Dr. Insano ever considered working with other villains, perhaps creating a League of Evil? Now, I've sent in my resume, I haven't gotten called back. I assume because of the recession.
He's got this problem being relatively antisocial. He tends to accidentally sort of terminate people that he works with. You know, when he gets angry, he sort of kind of shoots them in the face. It's just hard finding people you can trust when you've dedicated your entire life to evil. Spies everywhere, that sort of thing.
Well, the one thing you can trust are spies.
Really?
The only thing we have going for us is our credibility.
You can see that. So what do you think, if I might go into
Of
the next
course,
question,
absolutely.
what do you think about the left-wing liberal bias against Russians as villains? I mean, as you know, James Bond is regularly pictured, you know, going around assassinating helpless Russian communist dictators in the making who just want to bring order to chaos.
Absolutely. Well, it's funny you should mention James Bond. You ever notice after about 4 or 5 films they always have to get a new guy to play him? You're welcome. Although I apologize for Roger Moore, but other than that...
They never show that, do they? They never show the successes that the bad guys have. I'm sorry, the powerful, you know, the bad guys being, I'm just getting confused. sorry, it's just it's the bias. It confuses me.
Oh, I
it
understand.
confuses everybody on the consumerist left-wing front.
Well, all I will tell you is, Daniel Craig, if you're watching, I'm coming for you.
No, he works out. You can tell.
Oh, it doesn't. You can work out all you want, but Bullet will still top bodybuilder.
That's true.
Well, thank you so much for this interview. If you have any further questions for the great future dictator of the world,
Who interviewed who here? It was a mutual interview.
much like communism, it has become a collective.
Yes, it is. This is an interview of the people and for the people.
Absolutely.
As long as some of the people are vastly superior and in charge.
As George Orwell once said, all are equal, but some are more equal than others.
Absolutely. Words to live by, and words you have lived by.
I have it on my business card.
So yeah, good luck with the oncoming promotion. If
Absolutely.
it ever comes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, and good luck to all your experience and future success. Comrades, let us return to the convention. До свидания. Hello, comrades. I am here with Nostalgia Chick, otherwise known as Lindsay. Thank you for this interview, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Now, we're just wondering, how did you start as the chick?
Well, as you may know, I really like serving drinks to men in the bars, and I've always really been a big fan of just being incredibly subservient, which I'm sure you appreciate, and for not racist reasons at all, I promise. And so when they were hiring, they were like, we need to put up a front where we have this girl who pretends to be like super feminist, but really just is a complete doormat and will do our bidding and serve us breakfast in bed, and we can abuse and so on. So no, it's just the perfect fit. Doug loves his breakfast in bed. I have to fly to Chicago every morning, but they won't let me move there because they don't, want me with
He wants a space.
Yeah, he wants
Yeah.
to space, and that's fine. That's totally fine. It's a good job, really.
I know what it's like to bring breakfast in bed to Doug, he's a bit of a cuddler. You gotta keep your space with that guy, though, I have to say.
No, if he gets his claws on you, you won't, you'll be red for at least a few hours.
It's those bearded charms, right? You look in those eyes and it's
Mhm.
like, there's magic.
Yeah, magic.
So, how did you go from subservient to feminist agenda-based film?
Oh, I'm not at all.
No?
Like, no, I mean, people buy into that, but it's just like, people write my scripts for me. I've never actually read a book, let alone watched a movie, so, no, I don't even know who writes those. People
Sometimes-
like it.
I have other people write my scripts too. Sometimes it's best just not having to think for yourself.
Yeah.
It's something you learn when you live in a totalitarian state.
Yeah, exactly.
Much like your Obama America.
Yeah, no, it's been quite a change since Obama came into office, and we had to do the mandatory fingerprints and everything.
I'm glad to see that your country is evolving to Russian standards now.
I agree. Yeah, I was kind of sad to give up my house to the proletariat, but they say it's for the people. So.
Absolutely. Now, you and I seem to share a common front in trying to achieve the affections of another person.
Mm-hmm.
I have been on an unending quest to find Katy Perry, sovereign of the proletariat, as
Mhm.
you are going after Mr. Shadows.
Mhm.
Now, just question: how do you keep that going? Like sometimes I feel really discouraged. Like there was that Russell Brand guy, and he
Mhm.
goes away, and now some French guys coming in. Like,
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, some French model guy. It's
It's lame.
it's really discouraging sometimes. So I want to know, how do you keep going without seeing the obvious?
Well, I really like a project. I think that when a guy gets drunk and becomes abusive, what he's really saying is, fix me, fix me. And the first time he pushed me out of his house and said, leave me alone, I knew.
Yeah, again, I feel, I completely understand, I often feel that restraining order and
Mhm.
stop taking my calls, it's
She
just,
just didn't fall for the right European yet.
just a bit more east.
Mhm.
Just a bit more, French, psh,
Yeah. They're socialist, but not socialist enough.
they're not socialist in the fun way and the
Yeah.
whole 5-year plans, which I'm
Yeah,
calling.
they don't have the gulags.
They've taken all the fun away.
Yeah. What's the point with their healthcare and their...
No theatrics,
No.
nothing. You know, no great purge. But like the Soviet Union, I'm calling my quest for Katy Perry my 5-year plan. So you know, you should definitely stay strong because I feel like we will eventually, we'll break them. We'll break
it's
them.
been a few years, but he has been wearing down to the bribery because he's incredibly poor, which again makes me. I need money, and of course I'll give him money.
But she's like,
Just wear him down.
yeah. Well, now, what would you do if he was substantially more wealthier and more popular than you? How do you deal with that?
Does he still have inner torment?
Hopefully.
Yeah, then it's fine.
Oh, okay, good. Good thing celebrities are all messed in head. Good, strong Christian parents usually cause that. Final question. What are your plans for the future?
Well, I would love to get married. That's it.
How ambitious. Alright, well, I like that plan. Thank you so much, Miss
you.
Ellis, for this interview. This has been greatly useful for our information for proletariats. Let's go back to convention. Well, comrades, we are now with Todd in the shadows. Todd, thank you for this interview.
You're welcome.
Now, is this your first convention in Canada?
Yes.
Alright, good. Well, how do you find that these conventions to be different than American conventions, or are they the same?
Canadian ones are different in that there's a bunch of nerds running around in stupid outfits, whereas in America, actually no, I guess there isn't a difference.
Absolutely the same. I'm glad to see you and I view conventions in a very similar way.
Scary.
Yeah, great minds think alike.
Yeah, just like, look, can you imagine like what kind of nerd goes to a weird hotel dressed in a ridiculous outfit?
Absolutely right. Like,
Yeah.
you have to look at them funny, you judge them a little bit. And,
Yeah.
but it makes you feel
Weirdos.
better about yourself, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I never do that.
And that's why people like us have to go to conventions.
Yes, it's a serious ego boost.
Oh, well, exactly. Now, why are you in the shadows? Are you a spy?
No,
So why are
No.
you in shadows?
I have a perfectly reasonable reason to be in the shadows. I am sensitive to light.
Ah. Is this true story? We have ways of finding out your origin story. Or is it just genuinely like this?
I'll tell you everything, God. Don't worry.
Well,
I was a spy for a little while, but then I got burned. Now I help people with the help of my buddy Sam, so we're cool.
oh, this is a good story. It's like a combination of James Bond and Two-Face.
Yes, it's exactly like that.
Well, the second question, why leave the shadows to review pop music?
Someone has to. Like, no one else is doing it.
Does it make you feel, dare I say, sexy and you know it? When you do reviews of pop?
No,
No?
I don't feel sexy. I just feel dirty.
When you're reviewing your pop music, do you just say, you know, every day I'm shuffling through my iTunes?
No, because I don't have iTunes.
Oh, kicking the old school then. I like that. I like that. As someone who works for government that's been gone for 20 years, I completely relate.
Yes.
So, what is it? What is it about pop music that drives you out?
I hear it everywhere. It just, I walking down the street and there it is. And you see it every day, you gotta say something about it.
Would you be like walking down the street and you're like, baby, 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 ooh,
Yeah.
I hear pop music. Is it kind of like
That's
that?
pretty much exactly.
Now, were you reviewing pop music last Friday night? Because personally, I was busy dancing on tabletops and breaking every law. I'm not even done a bit of streaking. But what were you doing last Friday night?
As it turns out, I was in fact reviewing pop music.
See?
That's exactly literally what I was doing.
KGB have ways of getting secrets out, don't they?
Yes, you do.
So, as a critic of pop music, do you have any suggestions to future maybe Russian pop stars. How do we break out into, you know?
What's worked for you in the past is be a couple fake lesbians. That's worked very successfly for you. I'm not sure if you can repeat that trick, but you know.
I don't think I can personally repeat that trick, but I'll see what I can do.
Yes. Your Eurovision this year was not very good. I'll let you know that.
If Russia was able to control it, it would have been fantastic.
Goddamn Swedes.
We tried our best with them, but
Okay.
it didn't work. So, you know, thank you so much for answering these questions. But listen, you know, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number.
Oh, cool.
So, you know, call me maybe.
Will do.
Thank you so much, and let's get back to convention. This is the second biggest porno plot I have ever thought. It's come true. Are we filming now? Oh, okay.
Nice.
Best interview ever. I don't always watch internet shows, but when I do, I prefer XC Studios.
I prefer Dos Ixi.
I prefer the Sassis.
Dos Ixi guys.
What did they call Stalin? He was the...
Uncle Joe?
No, like his office title.
General Secretary.
Okay, that doesn't work.
I'm sorry. You want me to make something up?
I don't see a phone number on this.
Oh, it's, we don't have phone number on this. So email me maybe.